led a Senate border trip to the front line of the crisis. I believe that was last Thursday. I know it's a local issue, it's a state issue, what we were just reporting on. But what do you make of the fact that illegal immigrants have the possibility of collecting unemployment benefits?
Well, David, it does undermine the immigration laws that we have. And to your previous reporter's point, this is the same state that's already $30 billion under budget. This is the same state that gave away $30 billion of taxpayers' money through unemployment fraud. That same person who was in charge of that's now been nominated to be our Secretary of Labor. Can you imagine that? Look, we don't want California to export people with a horrible track record like that. This is a reason why states like California are losing population. It undermines our immigration system, though.
Well, and it undermines the idea of America and immigrants working together to build a better country. I mean, immigrants came here in the past primarily to work, not to receive benefits. As we become more and more of a welfare state, I'm just wondering if a lot of immigrants are coming in to get the benefits.
Right, David. So we have one of the most generous immigration laws in the world. Most countries require you to have a job before you step inside the borders. And here's the United States sending out a beacon, come everybody, and we'll give you a free ride. But you're right, all of us, came from immigrants at some point, except of course for the Native Americans. We were all immigrants. My grandfather conceived in Sweden, born in the United States, the 12th of 13 children, and we're living that American dream because of his hard work.
Well, President Biden is now saying, by the way, that the border surge that you were right in the middle of last week is essentially over. I mean, that's what he's literally saying. The post-Title 42 surge didn't happen, and you see it on newspapers. I think we have something from the Christian Science Monitor that says exactly that. How do you respond to those claims?
Well, look, we once again invite President Biden to go to the border, to sit down and do a round table with the Border Patrol officers. I'd love to be there, have cameras, and they can see what I'm seeing, that there's still like 5 times the number of people crossing the border every day compared to when he was elected president. The day before we got there, there was 10,000 people, illegal immigrants, captured at the border, another 3,000 getaways. So it's went down a little bit compared to the super highs, but it's still at record numbers. This border is anything but under control. We saw every day now 90 Chinese nationalists are crossing the border illegally, which is something new. And again, there's 170,000 people just across the border waiting for the signal. People need to realize that our administration is coordinating this with the Mexican cartel to some extent on when to send those people over. So this is the quiet before the next storm.
Well, and it's not just Republicans like you that are saying that. Something else that is new is a lot of Democrats are now beginning to chime in and pressure the administration. The mayor of New York City, who's overwhelmed with migrants here, recently said the following about what the president is doing. Roll tape.
Where the heck is the president of the United States?
That is a good question, and I think we all should be asking, why is this happening? This should not be happening to New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, and the other big northern cities, and really it should not be happening to El Paso or Brownsville, Texas. No city should be carrying this burden. This is a national problem, and it needs a national solution.
So, Senator, are there other Democrats besides the mayor in Congress that you're working with that have similar notions and may be able to have some kind of bipartisan coalition to change things down there?
What is kind of interesting as we face a new election year, I think some of these senators from purple states, maybe they're independents, are suddenly a little bit more interested in the border situation. But to the mayor's point, every state is now a border state. 300 Americans dying every day across the nation from fentanyl poisoning.
Yeah, a lot of migrants dying.